Hey everyone, welcome back. This is lesson 14-2 in measurement, using units to estimate and measure length. So one of the big vocabulary words in this lesson is estimate. And we've done a little bit with estimating, so you're going to have to really work with your student a little bit on this. They need to remember, students, you need to remember that estimating is a guess. And so whatever you're going to use for this lesson to measure, you don't get to actually touch it until after you make your guess. So I'm going to go ahead and move over to my paper. And on this paper, you can see a pencil, a math book, scissors, and a blank spot. First thing I get to do is decide what do I want in that blank spot. And I am going to pretend I have a straw. So I'm just going to draw a straw. And then I get to put in the marking lines. So I'm going to put a little up and down line, a line all the way to the other end, and another little end point up and down line. So now I'm going to guess. Well, because I'm at home and I don't have my awesome math blocks, for this lesson I'm going to use a penny as my measuring tool. You can use Legos, you can use a small paper clip, you could use a little rock, whatever you want to measure with, you can use. We're using non-standard units right now just to learn how to measure. So I'm going to use a penny, so I know that's about the size of my penny. Now I'm going to take a guess. With my pencil, I'm going to say it's about 3 pennies. This math book here, I'm going to say it's 10 pennies. My scissors, maybe 7 pennies. And my straw drawing, I'm going to go with 4. So now I can go ahead and take my penny. And when I do this, I'm going to make sure that the edge is lined up on the end mark. And I'm going to make a little dot on the other side. And I'm going to move my penny so that it's touching the other end mark. It's about 2 pennies. So I'm going to go over here to measure, and it'll be 2 pennies long. So go ahead and take your measuring tool and let's do the math book. So for me, lining up on the edge, there's 1 penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies, and 4. So I was way off on my estimate, which is okay because an estimate, again, is a guess. So my measurement was 4. Let's go ahead and do the scissors. Again, there's my end mark. Line it up. 1, 2, 3. Again, my estimate, my guess was way off. That's okay. And it was 3 pennies. Let's see if I got closer on my straw. Again, find my end mark, line that up. Go ahead and measure across. 2, 3. This one was much closer, and it's okay if we have a little bit extra. We're still going to call that 3. And that was a much better estimate. All right. my camera. All right, let's read the inside. Here we go. Pointing to our words as we read together. About how long is the crayon? You can use cubes or other things to estimate. Remember, estimating is a guess. The crayon looks like it is about 3 cubes long. Check the estimate, measure with cubes. So now we're going to make sure we know how to measure, lining up on our end marks and counting how many in between. And our last box says estimate about 3 cubes, measurement 4 cubes, or the measure was 4 cubes. My estimate was close. The crayon is 4 cubes long. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the back. Julie has an eraser. How long is it? Write the number. Julie has a box 6 cubes long. Will her eraser fit into the box? Circle yes or no. Use cubes to solve. Again, cubes in this math problem will be whatever unit you chose to use for this lesson. Rereading our math problem for number 8. Julie has an eraser. How long is it? Write the number. Julie has a box 6 cubes long. Will her eraser fit into the box? Circle yes or no. Use cubes to solve. Going back into our problem, 6 cubes long is our important information. So we're going to estimate, do we think that her box is going to be big enough for this eraser? I think yes. So I would circle yes. Then I'm going to use my measuring tool, lining up, just like we did on the front. Go ahead and measure your eraser. Write your number on the line. And double check with yourself. Were you correct in your guess? Is her box long enough? Okay, let's look at number 9. Which is the best estimate for the length of the marker? Now, remember, estimate means we're not going to measure. We're going to take a guess. So guess how long the marker is going to be. Now your job is to find an object that looks like it is about 10 blocks long, or in my case, 10 pennies long. We're going to draw it, write the name, and then measure it. So I'm going to guess these handy pair of pliers that happen to be sitting there. And I could trace them and write pliers and then measure. And I'm going to use this line that's already on my paper. That came in pretty handy. And now I have a line to measure on. So again, lining up on my end point. Measuring across. And then I'm going to go back and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I was close. So I'm going to put 8 cubes. Okay. Now we're going to go into the inside. On the inside, students, first graders, the first thing I would like you to do is go through numbers 1 through 6, and I would like you to estimate. So you're going to fill out the first column and tell me about how many pennies or Legos or rocks you think these objects are on your page. After you're done with that, you're going to go back with your measurement tool and measure and write your answer. Number 7 says, about how many cubes tall is the calculator? Use your tool and go ahead and guess. Because it says about, you're going to guess and then measure. So I'm adding that. Go ahead and guess and then measure and write down your measurement. When you're all done, grab your awesome parent and have them double check it and make any corrections that you need to.